All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
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 I want to thank you for coming out today. We're a few of the organizing committee members for ACORN Hough, and we're going to introduce ourselves. My name is Catherine. I'm a current member, and I live here on Ansel.
Hello everybody, my name is Gary. I'm a current member. I live off of Holyrood Road.
My name is, I'm a current member. My name is Frank. I live over on Holyrood Road also.
All right. Hey, Al. Let's try to use the back door from now on, okay? All right. So what is ACORN? ACORN is a community union of neighbors who want to see positive change happen in our community through community action. ACORN Cleveland is a passionate community of people who want to make a difference. So whether you're interested in issues that may be specific to your neighborhood or to the city or to the nation, and this is an international organization as well, and you'll see a lot of those sort of things in what it is that we do. We do have a place for you in our growing movement. This right here is the first ACORN meeting in 15 years back in Cleveland.
Yes.
And we're really excited to be able to host it. And we are also very honored to have one of our original members, a national board member, Miss Mary Keith, who is joining us today.
Good afternoon. My name is
Miss
Mary
Mary.
Keith.
Come on over here. A little bit
Over here. My name is Mary Keith, and I'm one of the older ACORN members. I was the chair for the city and the state of Ohio, and I don't know where to start because there was so much that we have done and everything, and I'm still proud of ACORN. It's a lot of things that we changed in Ohio. If it hadn't been for ACORN, they wouldn't have got changed. And when I joined ACORN, I was working on a mission of, they was taking the school buses away from the kids. And I was angry about it. And Chris, who's now is a city council member, came and knocked on my door and asked me to join ACORN, explain ACORN to me. To me, ACORN is a grassroots organization for low-income and moderate-income peoples who don't have a voice. And what we do is we get out and we fight for our rights. Because if we don't, nothing will get done. If we keep our mouth closed, nothing will ever get done. So that's what we did. We got out and we fought. We did a lot of chanting. We was in, I think, 41 states, and I've had a chance to go to all 41 states, including Mexico. So I had a chance to travel to see different things that was happening. Even when Katrina, we was able to go to Katrina and help out there. And it was ACORN is just overwhelming, you know. When after Obama got in office, then that's when ACORN got a bad rap. That we was doing voter registration wrong, that we was registering Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, and all of these here, which was not true. We got the people that really counted and wanted their voice to matter. So this is what we did. We got out and we really fought and paved the street, you know. And one of the events that we had was that when we went to City Hall, and we went in City Hall, And they told us that we could not be in City Hall. And I said, why not? And they said, you're not allowed. So we brought our blankets, our pillows, our food, and we sit down in the rotunda. So, to make them angry and to come and see what we wanted, I started off with a chant. Everywhere we go, people want to know who we are, who we are. So we tell them, we are ACORN, we are ACORN, mighty, mighty warriors, mighty, mighty warriors. And they had told us that Frank Jackson was out of town, he wasn't in the building. So when I started that, 2 minutes later, we looked up, there Frank Jackson is. Oh, I thought he was out of town. He's there. They said, you can't chant in here. I can chant anywhere I want to go. Anywhere I go, I can chant. Who tell me I can't? So that's what I did. And they did not want to hear that because they said that when we started chanting, that we getting ready to go on the warpath. Which was true, but we went in a nice way. We went in a nice way. They were saying like we was getting ready to raise hell, start violence, and all of this right here. Was not true. Because ACORN could speak and be heard and not have to raise no kind of hell with nobody. So, I hated when ACORN left, but now when Craig came and told me about a new ACORN coming in Cleveland, I was so happy. I was so happy. It is a privilege to work with ACORN because we had one incident where we had been fighting for about 6 years, where they had came and repaved the street and took all the drainage away off the street. Okay? And the water, it was like a cul-de-sac, and all the water just rolled down, and when it freezes, the kids had their own private skating rink. But when spring comes, the water melts, it backs up in everybody's basement. So that wasn't gonna work. And we made sure it wasn't gonna work. So we got the news media, because a lot of times you get the news media involved. The people that you're going after, they do not want you doing that for the simple fact. They investigate, and when they investigate, they find something that you don't want them to find. So we always had the news media wherever we went. I also had a lawyer. None of us go to jail. That's what they thought we were going to do, go to jail, but we didn't go to jail. We had issues that we wanted solved. And the only way to solve them is bring them to the public and get our ACORN members. Because I think it was just about 8 of us when we got them to come in and tear that street down where we tried for 6 years. We got to do it in one day. They came out the next morning, opening up all those drains. Where we tried, people in the neighborhood tried for 6 years and couldn't get it done. But we got to do it in one day with ACORN. One day. So ACORN is very powerful. I love it. I can't say enough about ACORN because we was in 41 states, and I've been to all 41 states. I've been to Mexico. We was down in Katrina. All of that. DC. Every time I go to a state, I always say, where's the ghetto part at? You know where the ghetto part at in Washington, D.C.? The projects? Go outside, look across the street there the White House is. That's the ghetto. That's the projects.
Gary.
And a lot of people didn't know that. But that's where it's at. And we had a chance to go and talk to our state representatives. We had a special day that we go in and that we have to be able to talk to them and to bring them our issues. Because if you don't take nobody your issues, nobody will know what's going on. So you have to take your issues to the public. And we did that. We took our issues to the public and got them where we could get out and our voices be heard. So
Thank you.
I love it. And I'm glad to see everybody out here. And if you're not an ACORN member, I encourage you to join ACORN. Because when I heard about this chapter, I'm already a member. I'm going to join. I'm already a member. Once an ACORN, always ACORN. Once. So join ACORN, and I hope to work with you all and see you all again and be a part of ACORN, because ACORN is awesome.
All right, thank you very much, Mary. Now, okay, is everything ready? All right, so ACORN is an international organization that is in many countries on all of our continents. And right now we're going to show a video from ACORN Canada's 2024 convention.
ACORN Canada is an independent national organization of low and moderate income people. This past June, 250 members from coast to coast came together at our 7th National Convention. While every convention is amazing, this year was special. We were celebrating 20 years of community organizing. The whole weekend was filled with workshops that range from national housing campaigns to civic engagement to door knocking.
Everything we bring forward, the power that we have here today that we've assembled, came from the action we're about to take. It came from door knocking. It comes from these face-to-face conversations.
And there were so many inspiring speeches from ACORN leaders, unions, activists, researchers, and politicians. But the highlight of any convention is always the big action. This year we took over the streets of downtown Toronto and occupied the lobbies of CMHC and the Canada Infrastructure Bank. The Canada Infrastructure Bank had previously ignored all our requests for a meeting. We wanted to meet with them to discuss how landlords that they are funding to do green retrofits are passing the costs down onto tenants.
Board member on Tuesday in the office to speak to them
Because of our big action, we convinced the CIB to change their financing agreements to include affordability and anti-eviction conditions. This is huge. This is an amazing win. Direct actions gets results, and so does ACORN. So join us. There's power in numbers.
Yes, it is. Don't ever forget that.
Hello, my name is Gary. I'm a member of ACORN to the thing. We've been meeting now for about 6 weeks in various locations, and we've discussed some of the issues that are facing this community. Among them are hazardous sidewalks, uneven sidewalks, where you can't walk hardly, overgrown brush or trees covering up the sidewalk. You have to step out in the street. We've had speeding, potholes, vacant buildings, slumlords. One of the bigger prices we don't face is the children don't have anything to do. So
No, they don't.
roam the streets when they get out of school. School is out for the summer. It's not bad now, but as the time goes on, it's gonna get worse. They need some place to go, some type of activity, some clubs, some sports, art, something to occupy their time. So these are just some of the issues. Do we have any volunteers who feel comfortable writing on the board? I didn't draft it, you take volunteers. But these are some of the things that, if anybody here has any concerns that I didn't mention, we can put it on the board now. Like noise, late at night, people work, they don't want somebody sitting on their street with the car radio on 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning. If you gotta go to work the next day. We all know cars come down the street, loud music, and they just sit there. Okay, these are some of the other concerns. If you got a concern, just feel free to voice it right now.
Well, the issues with some of the concerns that you mentioned are true, but if you call CS, the police, they don't come.
See, that's why we're trying to be an organization. One individual might not be able to get anything done, but you get a voice, you get other residents backing you up, and they have to act.
Yeah, that's true, but you have some people who say, well, I don't want to get involved. But when something happens to you, you want everybody involved on your case. No, it's not like that. If it's a group thing, there's no I in team. We need to get together. So don't say, oh, I don't want to get into that. But when somebody breaks into your house, you want everybody to see, hey, did you see anything? Did you see anything? No, I didn't. But you have cameras, so I don't know exactly what happened. But you think I'm lying, but you want everybody to see what you're going through. And we were trying to get this situated 2 months prior.
All right, well, ma'am, that's exactly the reason why we're here, and that is why we address issues. If you've had a situation like that, then
Not me.
we
I'm
could
just saying
always
my
talk
neighbors.
about that.
Yeah, I'm just saying, not
But
me, my neighbors.
in the end, that's why you join a community, so that everyone who joined the community wants to be in the community. Mary, do you have an issue?
Yes, the schools. Really, the schools. And to piggyback on what she's saying is that the way I got people to understand what was going on in my neighborhood, I formed a block watch. The signs are all on your street that you got block watch. Your number goes down to dispatch so that when they see your street come up, I don't care who called. You don't have to give a name. You don't have to tell nobody where you live. It comes up on you have block watch on your street, and this is how you get attention from the police department to come to your street.
Does anyone else have issues? Yes, ma'am?
Yeah, just two things. One, I guess recently the city changed the rules to get your yard fenced in. You used to be able to put a chain link fence all the way around your home. You used to be able to do 6 feet in the back, 4 feet in the front. But I guess in the last couple of years, they changed the rules where now you have to have aluminum fencing in the front yard, which is considerably more expensive. So I don't know if that's something that can be added to the list or not. And I'm not sure who changed it, why they changed it. I was a homeowner for 20 years. I never saw it on the ballot. I don't know how they made that change, and residents not be made aware that it would cost them more to fence in their yard if they chose to. That's one issue. Another long-term thing I've always thought about is how run down the city's recreation centers are, just across the city of Cleveland. They're in pretty bad shape. You know, when I go to other cities and I go to their free recreation centers, they're pretty nice.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them are pretty nice. They got pools, they got, a lot of things for the kids to do, back to what you were saying about the youth. But our recreation centers just across the board are pretty run down and not well maintained. Even the last one, Bill, which I believe is over in Collinwood, which I think maybe it's about 10 years old at this point, it's starting to look run down. I'm not sure what the cause of that is, especially when they are closing schools down. It seems to me like, why isn't some of that funding shifting to the recreation centers since they're consolidated schools?
All right.
Redistricting the
Redistricting.
wards.
We'll write that. Yes, sir?
Grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
There's no grocery store. The only closest grocery store is about 10 or 12, 15 blocks from where I live. So it's like a blue desert.
All right. Yes, ma'am.
I have a problem with, I guess a couple of years ago when we had a major snowstorm and broke down limbs and stuff near my home. So they did come and remove the tree. However, they didn't clean up all of the debris. And so I have deers, groundhogs, possums, raccoons, squirrels, all coming
That's
through.
everywhere.
And I try to keep the lot that's not mine nice, but now with this new, the other week when they had we had that storm, another tree, big branch, limb fell over. Now it's more, so I called my councilman, and then I called the city. And they said that I didn't get a response from my councilwoman, but I did get a response from the lady, which she gave me a report number. And she said that they would be coming out to assess all the damages and this and that. So I just wish they would pick up everything, not just the limbs, and just pick up everything and keep it clean.
Okay, thank you very much.
I had a question. Somebody mentioned about the rec centers. They had a free public event here a couple weeks ago, and they mentioned that the pool will be open. So a couple days later, I came in to get the schedule for the pool, and she said the pool was down. It had been down for a whole year. So why would you announce that? And the pool has been down for a whole year, but you're putting on a new roof. So is it costing more to get the pool together and put a new roof on, or just tear the center down, since it's been here since '69, and just rebuild it? Sometimes you can't Band-Aid stuff. You just need to just tear the Band-Aid off and just simply replace it. Nothing lasts forever. A lot of these centers had been here since the late 60s, 50s, before I was even born, my sister was telling me. And they're just band-aiding everything. They get sponsorships from the Cavs, whoever, and they're just band-aiding everything. And lots of times, that doesn't work. Sometimes you just need to just simply start over, and that's fine. But if it's gonna cost more to simply start over, and it's gonna be cheaper to rebuild it, then rebuild it right. Why are you having a pool that has been out of operation for a year, and you're gonna offer a schedule? That's not fair. That's not fair. You got this park in the back that's beautiful, a beautiful park, and it's been used. You got the tennis courts, everything is ready, and they're ready to do everything, and you can't even take a break in the pool. Locker room finished, everything, sparkling.
Yeah, it's actually looks back there.
Can't take a dip in the pool.
Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Is anyone else? Yes, ma'am.
The slumlords, the out-of-state slumlords, they band-aid, they don't take the housing hazards serious.
That's what you out of state.
I do want to speak on that. One of the big issues that ACORN is known for, and that it has been a great win in Canada, has been about addressing tenant rights and has been about creating tenant unions, not only for individual apartment buildings, but services for people so that they can fight back against those sort of things. And one of the things that's bringing ACORN back to America is tenant rights. And so we really want to be able to work on that issue, and we really would like that support so that we can all work on that together.
That's a good issue. That's a good issue because with tenants' rights, also there's a thing called squatters' rights.
Sure.
And that goes along with the tenants' rights because a squatter can come in your neighborhood as long as that squatter has address is being mailed to that address. You got to take that person and take them to court in order to get them out of the house. Even though they squatters, you have to do that. And it's same length of time as it is if you evicting somebody. So that's how you have to do it. It's because I've had about 7 of them moved in at one time on my street. Y'all gotta go. Y'all gotta go. So then we just made the issue and they go. But we got these out of town people that's buying these properties here in Cleveland and elsewhere and does nothing to the property. So that's why you got all these squatters coming in, because they got these houses where they can lay in there and they can not be in the cold.
I have something to say. You were talking about the crimes and the ring cameras. My daughter was the felony and federal prosecutor for the city of Cleveland, state of Ohio. She implemented a program where the neighborhoods, all that have ring cameras, they networked them together. When a crime did go down, they were able to follow and see what exactly happened. I haven't kept up with it, so I don't know what stage they're in now. It was a pilot program. I will find out if, still going on, what neighborhoods it's in. What we have to do as residents to join that network, so that, if you got forged pirates, you can't have stuff delivered, because people are stealing. You can see, how far that program is going.
Yes, sir.
Do you have any attorneys part of this organization?
I mean, legal representation?
Any attorneys as part of this organization when you talk about these types of problems? Somebody can represent you in your organization when you go to court.
We used to have.
So, what is your record in getting things done?
We used to have
You guys have to
lawyers.
end up going to court and stuff like that.
We used to have.
We work closely with legal services in Cleveland.
Say it again?
We work closely with legal services, the Legal Aid Society of Cleveland. We have a strong relationship with them. So if there's issues that our members have that we need to address legally, we're in a good position to do that.
Well, legal aid is not going to say what they're not going to do, but you would think when you're going to put out some money, to actually have an efficient representation when the organization's putting out money to actually deal with the lawyers separately properly, or be a big difference. Because when it comes down to poor people, a lot of times, unfortunately, we don't have money to get a separate attorney. If the organization is financially fit to have an attorney separate and proper, or in addition to legal aid, maybe some of the cases going to court, they would fight more vigorously.
Sure.
There, most private law firms do pro bono work. They're required to do pro bono work.
Okay.
So many hours. So we're looking to finding out which one, doing that, and then maybe we can have them represent us in a legal matter. Because there are private firms are required to do this.
Okay. So have you had any cases like that?
So, just to be clear, are you asking if ACORN members have required legal representation during the actions of our work? Or are you simply asking if lawyers have benefited in our actions when we were working in City Hall and things like that?
Both.
Well, according to Mary, back then that no one was arrested. Yes, Miss Mary Knight here, our board member.
No one was arrested. We have members with ACORN that are lawyers, and they work with us.
So you probably have a book or something, or that lists all your lawyers and all those people as part of the organization. That part of the organization can call these persons if they need some help, or they have to go to a particular person who represents them, contact them, and let them know a follow up on a particular case.
If again you're asking if members network with each other, yes, I'm sure that happens. Now, to answer your other question, for any action that we would be doing for addressing any one of these things, the entire point of addressing that action would be in order to do asset mapping, to do feasibility studies, to do all of the things that would be necessary in order to create a feasible solution that addressed why the member brought it to us in the first place. So if that's lawyers, if that's architects, if that's developers, if that's anyone, yes, ACORN works with everyone in order to get these things done. Mary has a giant binder full of all of the plain dealer articles that have been written over time of the people that we have worked with in order to be able to fulfill these actions. So yeah, you can also go to our website and you have both the international versions, the state versions, the Canada version, and the YouTube videos in order to show what sort of actions that we have done in the past, news reports about them, and things like that.
I don't know the scope of the group, so I'm just throwing out problems that I'm
Yeah.
aware of. As most of you may know, they raised the property taxes on the homeowners across Northeast Ohio. I did go to some of the fiscal persons' meetings, and we were only afforded the opportunity to fight individually against, them raising our property values. And those tax property values were raised in some cases double. For me, it was double the amount that it was the year previous.
They did that
So,
for everybody.
My house was appraised at like 80,000 one year, and when they made the change, they appraised it at 116,000. Like overnight, like my house didn't change. I hadn't made any improvements. Our services didn't change. However, they were now able to tax at 116,000 versus the 80,000. and I didn't really have a whole lot to argue with as an individual. I don't know if any groups tackled the issue for the folks that were unable to fight individually against their property taxes being raised.
Nobody
I just thought it was major. I didn't see much pushback, and we did have an individual chance to fight. I know some folks who fought individually and were able to get it changed, but the change when someone fights individually is only for one tax period, and then they can raise it again, so they have to continually fight to keep the property value where it should be. They have to continue to fight and produce new evidence or keep producing proof that their house isn't worth what the city is saying it's worth.
Right.
So I just, throw that one out there because I think it's big.
No, I think that that's exceptionally important, especially because appraisals by law and by design are only about what it is that the group says. If you have, several houses in the neighborhood that are all 100,000, like you cannot just stick one up there and just say it's 160. Like, it really does have to be based off of similar houses within a mile radius that are being sold and
So that's not what they did.
Yeah,
Really not what
they just
individually appraised houses far more than what they were, even though the houses weren't improved, the neighborhood wasn't improved. And it wasn't based on the houses next to you, just individually appraised. And you have to fight alone, and it won't let your resolution is not permanent. So I don't know if there's anything that can be done. But I don't think any group tackled it or tried to fight it.
No, that sounds perfect. I mean, that sounds like exactly the sort of thing that we want to work on, because that's so many different intersecting issues that need to be addressed. And there are things coming out of Columbus about property tax caps, but again, they only for elderly, only for people on special disabilities and such, and addressing those sort of things. I mean, that's exactly why everything went down in 2011 the way it did in the first place. So I would love to talk to you more about that.
I think it said about, they had public meetings across Kickoff County about these property taxes and whatnot. I think they said like every 10 years or something like that. The law mandates that they have to do an evaluation of all these properties. And then, of course, if you had to file a word, if you didn't agree or grievance or something like that, they had a process that you could do that, and then you had to produce certain documents, to say this is why I think your appraisal is not fair, etc.
Yes, sir. I mean, yeah, that's ultimately like what it was that she was saying, was describing that process, and like the difference between the same way the union works when you're talking about, for a workplace. Instead of everyone whispering to each other, how much are you getting paid? How much are you getting paid? Because you know that the boss is picking favorites, they're doing things. You don't really know what's based on experience and what's just based on what they think they can get away with. In that same sort of way, creating tenant unions, creating homeowners unions, those are the sort of things that we want to do so that people feel comfortable sharing that information, so that there is an actual communal effort in order to address those problems. Because of course the county appraisals should be happening, but at the same time, like, our housing stock is not doubling overnight in that sort of way. Yes, the appraisals should be happening, but having these sort of increases happen to people like that is obviously incredibly unfair. Would I be able to get a new person right quick before my team?
I was with her on the property taxes being raised. The only reason why I really didn't dispute it because I knew I needed work on the house, so I wasn't sure if I brought all these problems out that they'd be like, you gotta get this done, you gotta get this done. You know what I'm saying? So I said, well, I'll just pay the property tax.
I mean, those are exactly the sort of things that then I would want to help you out with, getting in contact with city and county sort of home repair services, so that you would be able to get low income and low interest sort of loans to make sure that you're able to address anything that you want to address. I want to create that sort of environment where everyone's communicating with everyone so that everyone's on the same page.
The development corporations are supposed to be working with the people in the neighborhoods because I had to bring up the issue with Fairfax Development Corporation.
Okay.
When you moved into Fairfax, it was all about the seniors, homeowners keeping their property up where they can stay there, no problems, you know, and everything. So by me they started a street club. I'm the street club president on my street. A lot of people, they bring the issues to me, which I am an outspoken person and I go there. But like with Fairfax, I told them, once you got your feet wet in the neighborhood and neighborhood know what you're doing, now you saying F us. It ain't gonna work like that. See, you have to make your voice known to them because they'll do anything, they'll walk over you if you let them. All the block grants, everything that's out here for us to get this here so that our home repairs can be did, they taking that away. And a lot of them is with the development corporations that's in your area. And like when you put city council, mayor, all these people that you put in office, you have a say. As well as you voted them in, you can vote them out. But what we don't do is we do not do that. We let them do whatever they want to do.
Actually, Mary, thank you. Thank you for bringing
And
that
with
up.
my city councilman, I let him know from Jump Street. He know where I stand. I go to all his ward meetings. If I'm too quiet, he'll want to, Mary, why you quiet? Is there a problem? But if you keep quiet and say nothing, nothing ever get done. I formed the street club, and yes, with the ring cameras, everybody, we all did this ourselves. We even tried to get the councilman to do a grant where we can get those cameras without us paying for them, but he didn't. But now that it's finna come through, that when the Lyft driver got killed on 84th, they ran straight down Quincy. Quincy has cameras all the way down. Okay, they don't think you got a camera. So sometimes we have to make a little extra move on keeping ourselves safe, you know, because after they ran down Quincy, they came across the Keys, and they jumped the fence in somebody's backyard and came in on my street, which they didn't know. Every house on that street got cameras. Mm-hmm. That's how they got caught. That's how they got arrested, was those cameras.
Thank you.
Okay, we need to move
We
on because we got a lot of issues to address.
We do have a lot of issues to address. I want to thank everyone. Well, I want to thank everyone for all of your suggestions. These are all of the sort of things that ACORN does work on. Mm-hmm. These are all the sort of things that we routinely help people to create action plans, and we create action plans as an organization in order to address these sort of things. So I just wanted to throw out, for me, that is pretty much my biggest pet peeve, is long-term voter education. And on one hand, you know, when I was younger, every time I went to, you know, vote, I just realized I did not know what I was even supposed to be looking at when I'm looking at the judicial side. I don't know what's a good record. I don't know what is a bad record. And they have websites now, Judge for Yourself and things like that. But overall, the overall mindset that these are people we are giving job interviews and we are putting them in their positions. And then they are putting people in their positions in these departments and as the program directors over these programs. And if we just, you know, put them in their job and then walk away for 2 years or 4 years and then come back and say, what have you been doing? I would like to be able to address that, because far too often in my own work, when I'm talking to other community organizers, when I'm talking to other activists, when I'm talking to other people, and I'm bringing up something that's happening in Columbus or in Congress or right here in our city hall, then they're telling me that they don't even know what I'm talking about. And it's like, we're fighting for these issues, you're making signs for these issues, you're doing programs for these issues, but when I'm telling you that the legislation is going through the docket right now, you don't even know what I'm talking about? Long-term voter education, where we're just making it a casual part of how we communicate with each other to talk about what it is that they're doing in City Hall, in Columbus, and in Congress, is something that I just want to see. Nothing big, just casually actually talking about what is it that these people are doing. Going to their meetings. They got programs where they'll pay you, or they'll help volunteer in order to train you, in order to do the minutes for these meetings. I want to see more people there. So thank you very much for all of these, and I look forward to seeing a lot of you so that we can address a lot of these in the future. Thank you.
All right, my name is Frank. We're going to be discussing an action plan. This is one of the things that we've already worked on setting up. We will be doing a walkthrough with city officials starting at the Thurgood Marshall Park, right behind here, and discussing the issues we have just discussed, and demanding that the sidewalks are made walkable in the area, that fallen trees in the vacant lots are taken care of, and the abandoned apartment building between Meriden and Kenmore on East 86th Street. That has bricks falling down onto the sidewalk. This is something that should be taken care of. And we are asking that it be torn down. This will be next Thursday, July 2nd at 6 p.m. And our meeting location is at the Thurgood Marshall Park between Linwood and East 85th Street, right behind the rec center.
Okay, we're asking everybody to join up and build this organization. And part of this, this grassroots thing is we have expenses. People making phone calls, we have to print up these flyers, we have to rent rooms, we have to pay staff, you know, to take minutes and stuff like that. So when we ask you to join, the dues are between either $15 or $30. It's money well spent. I mean, that's 1 week you don't go to Burger King or McDonald's or, you know, but it's money well spent. And if we need it to fund that stuff that you need to have, flyers.
We did monthly payments.
Like I say, paying the staff, things like that. We're gonna have a members blueprint of where your money is being spent. So in case you wanna know, you come up, access, we can show it to you, a document. You don't have to wonder about it. Now, we're not barring anybody from being a member, but we would like you to be a dues paying member. Because if you're passionate enough about this cause, we still want you here. We don't want nobody to feel left out. We don't want nobody to feel, you know, because this is economic disaster we're going through now. So if you can't pay, we understand. But if you can pay, if you can make that sacrifice, it'd be greatly appreciated by everybody.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Your dues and your membership, is it the same? Or
Yes.
is it monthly or?
Yes. Okay. How many people here are already members? Not due-paying members, just members, period. Who sign up, who comes, wants to get flyers, phone calls. Show of hands. People who are just members, not to be paying dues at this
Show
particular
of
time.
hands for people that's members.
Yes. Okay. So we would like the rest of you to just sign up today to be a member. Then if you can find it in your budget and in your heart, we'd like you to become dues-paying members. If you see what we're gonna, you know, start having done in the community, you might feel it's worthwhile. And that's why if you come out this Thursday, 6:30, when they have the, 6 o'clock, when they have the meeting, you'll see. Because I've talked to the people at the city hall, and they're gonna try to get people from different, you know, to represent your parks, your streets, all those different city members are gonna either be there or gonna have representatives. So your voices will be heard. We're starting to get things done.
All right, so raise your hand if you would like to have the sign-up sheet passed out to you. We've got 2 people who will be able to pass those out. So raise your hand if you would like that.
For membership?
Yes, ma'am.
How much is it monthly?
It's $15 or $30, but if you can't pay now, we just want members, right?
Ours wasn't that much.
Lady in the back,
They said, what's the difference with the $15 and $30?
just the level of commitment. The level of commitment. People who pay 30 gonna be the same as the ones who pay 15,
Oh,
but they just
$10
believe in
a
the cause more. Maybe they can afford more. Okay?
Did y'all try to get a grant or something from the city already?
Oh, yes, we do have some grants that are backing us, and we are looking for more foundational support as well.
That's what helps start the organization.
But you know, I don't know.
What's your concern?
You know what I'm saying? When you asking for money from the residents, sometimes you have people waiting. Like, this is my first time to the meeting. You asking me $15 to $30 for what?
No, we said we want you to be a member first.
Right, for $15 to $30.
No. Members. It's not the same thing, right? We want members.
Okay.
We want people to show up who are passionate about the cause. Then, like I say, if you can afford it, $15 or $30 a month, then we'd appreciate that too, because we do have expenses. But no, we're not saying you don't be a member. Members for free.
We was $10. I
Anybody
don't
with
know
a
where they
question?
coming from.
I got a question.
Yes, ma'am.
What council members are gonna be on the walk, or city officials will be on the walk? Is it gonna be, will there be actual council people there, or is it like?
Well, we want, they said they were coming. We talked to them, they said they were gonna show up. You gotta check their schedule. Yes, ma'am.
What kind of relationship do ACORN have with, our ward, council person?
Well, we're just getting started.
Okay.
Yeah, we're developing that relationship right now.
And
Like,
it
we
helps
know
for more
her.
people that show up there. And they'll see we're serious about this. We're not just a fly-by-night organization. Anybody else with a question? Yes. Lady in the blue back there. If she got no blue, I'm colorblind, so.
Oh.
My question is, how
Can we not cross-talk people? We can't hear her.
How involved is our councilman Blaine Griffin with the ACON group? You said you were gonna have councils to come in.
I have no knowledge of that at this moment.
Well, Blaine Griffin, which ward does he represent?
Blaine
ma'am?
Griffin's Ward 6.
Oh, okay. Right now, we've concentrated all of our time on Stephanie. We've been talking to members of her staff. We have been talking to her, and we've been talking to her community weavers. We've spent a lot of time focused on Hough. There is the very small segment of Hough that is a part of Ward 6, and I go to those sort of meetings up at Fair Hill Partners, but as an organization, we have not focused our attention quite there yet. We've been focused mainly on Famiko's, St. Clair Superior, and Stephanie Hausman's Jones office.
Well, okay.
You need to go further.
87th Street is in Blaine's.
Yes, I'm aware that there is the Euclid-facing section of
why they
Hough is in a different ward, but for the reason that so many resources, Cleveland Foundation is here in Hough. Your Neighborhood Connections is here in Hough. You know, the ECDI and the Women's Business Center and Jumpstart, and everyone has moved into Hough. And for that reason, a lot of our relationship building, we have been active only 5 weeks now. 6 weeks, thank you. So a lot of our relationship building has been around Detroit Shore, not Detroit, excuse me, that's my own story, around St. Clair Superior, Famiko's, as Stephanie Hausman Jones in those areas.
Yes.
We're going to have to move a little further.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, the question I have to ask is, I'm not part of her, but I'm in, Ward 9. Are you guys gonna do this? That's why I came to listen. Are you gonna do that?
Eventually, we hope to get to the whole city of Cleveland,
Yes, like area by area, like we are developing, since the entire point of this is to build a community, like a membership, like an actual membership where we are talking to each other. We are going area by area. And so inevitably we want to make a whole Cleveland-wide area where each then neighborhood is represented by like a team of leaders. Thank you for coming all the way out here.
You said from Hough to St. Clair?
I'm in Ward 9 too, so it's
Yeah.
like, it's just right down the street.
Yeah. Oh, well, yeah, you're just talking about on the other side of the river. And the next group that we will be organizing will pretty much be, will it be Collinwood?
Okay.
And I don't know why we're switching.
Did anybody not get a sign-up sheet to become a member who would like to be?
I'm not understanding. You said from Hough to St. Clair?
Oh, no, I'm saying Hough and St. Clair Superior, like
Okay.
those two little neighborhoods, which are
And
both
now
part of Ward 8.
Collinwood? And now you said something about Collinwood?
Yeah, for some reason, we're skipping over Glenville. Maybe we're going to do it like, the French and the German, and we're just going to meet in the middle and do
Okay,
Glenville.
well, you going that way to the lake. We this way, that way.
Yes, ma'am.
We Fairfax, we Buckeye, Larchmere, Shaker, back that way.
Yes.
So you got to involve everybody.
Eventually,
We are
hope
going
get
to
the
involve
whole
everybody, Mary. That's we got to build membership back up.
Well, if just the meetings are right in that area you talking about, then the other members that I'm talking about, they're still there, and there's nobody to organize them and get them on board with it.
That's why we got to build membership back up so that we have enough volunteers who are able to spread out.
We're gonna have two different types of committees. We're gonna have one that's strictly organizing, getting different parts of the city together and having meetings like this. Then once we get enough of them together, we're gonna try to join them together. But like I said, we're gonna have one to address concerns and one just for recruitment purposes only.
But what I'm
First, we
hearing
gotta
you
get
say,
enough people.
what I'm hearing you say is that there's still a couple people that's over in Fairfax. Let's just go over there.
Hey,
Yeah. Meet with me when we going.
I'll be
This
willing
weekend?
to show you where they at.
All right then, let's go.
I'm an acorn. I'm always gonna be an acorn.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
All right.
question?
Hey, on this card, what's the organizer's name?
Al will be the one filling that part out, but their name is Al.
Al, A-L?
Yeah, Al.
Al what?
Mc- Yeah, you can put Al Mac.
M-A-C-K?
Yeah.
Okay, Frank. Election temporary officer.
Did you guys want to do the part about asking about talking about why we became members? No. Do you want to do the part we're talking about why you became a member? Do you want to do the part talking about why you became a member?
This part?
Yeah.
No.
All right. We'll give you more time.
All right, we're gonna do, ACORN is a grassroots community union of neighborhoods coming together to make change. We have expenses such as the phone bill.
No, that's the part. I said, do you want to talk about why you became a member?
Oh. All right, that's the easy part for me. The reason I became a part of ACORN is I'm a homeowner. I'm a block and a half from here. I'm over on Hollywood, and I see what's going on. I see when we first moved in, when I first got the house, it was in the winter. And it's a one-way street, and one of the first things I noticed was the snowplow would come down the street and go right down the middle of it. Not both sides, he'd go right down the middle of it, and I wouldn't see him again. Well, by him going down the middle of it, those that park on the side they're supposed to park on, they're blocked in by snow. So, fortunate for me, I also have a voice in the house with me that I can depend on talking. And he contacted City Hall for me, talked to the proper people, and one thing that we did find out is a 2 teaspoons of honey goes a lot faster than a whole shaker of salt. We talked nice to people. They came out, they did snowplow the street both ways, cleaned up what they could. And we also asked some of the neighbors, hey, get your car off the street for one day. They did it. They got the whole street cleaned up. We had the snowplow come in several times. We called them back. We thanked everybody for doing it. And we've had good relations with a lot of the people there now. When it came to street cleaner coming down the street, now they're cleaning the street. They're not just make a half, you know what, kind of pass. And that's one of the reasons why I'm in ACORN.
Thank you. I would say that I joined ACORN because I believe that community is important, and that I believe that people really recognizing that they are able to do something through a collaborative effort is important. When I was a teenager, I volunteered a lot at our Nurmahor women's shelter, with church, with political organizations before I could even vote. And I did a lot of organizing, I did a lot of volunteering. And then in 2008, you know, my own support network was swept up away from me, and I became homeless. And as I'm just kind of sitting there trying to figure out what I'm going to do next, the person that came to mind the most to me was Nancy McCormick, who was the community organizer who had organized our block club and had organized our neighborhood watch when I was 16 years old, and when things like Anthony Sowell was all in the news. So I walked from around here to Detroit Shoreway in order to find Nancy, in order to figure out what I was going to do next. And for the next 2 years after that, I'm, you know, working in Forks Not Knives, and working with the Homeless Coalition, and going right back to Nurmahor, and they thought I was coming as a volunteer, and I was like, no, I'm coming to stay here for a while, and working nonstop in our communities on the west side, and then coming back here to the east side. And I was fed, and I was clothed, and everyone always made sure I had a bus pass, and I just kept working and working and working until I came right back to this community, and that I want to rebuild this community again when I got a flyer from ACORN on my door, and I said, oh yeah, whatever happened to ACORN? So I've been with them since then, and I really want to see this work for the same reasons that so many of the communities that helped me back in the 2000s during our foreclosure crisis helped me and kept me around. So that's why I joined ACORN.
Okay, Frank.
Now the election.
Well, one other thing I'd like to add before I go into reading this. For a long time, I was homeless for a while. So I'm a graduate of the city mission over on 55th Street. I'm also a volunteer over there. I was volunteering 3 days a week. Now, my health changed a little bit, so I haven't been able to do it for a couple months. But I'm still listed as a volunteer, and I do it over there. So I not only do this, I'm doing other things. And I also take a person to pick up food every other week, because he can't get to the warehouse to get his own food. So that's another thing I do. And I just want to see things done right. I can help it. And like I said, my health hasn't been the best, but I'm doing what I can. Now I'll shut my mouth and get busy reading what I'm supposed to read. Election of the temporary officers. Now we are going to hold temporary elections. These positions will last for 3 months. After 3 months, we will hold standard elections where the position will last for 1 year. To vote, you must be a member. Before we begin, would anyone else like to become a member? Yes, sir.
Oh, okay, she gonna give you a paper.
Yeah, but I don't have the information right now.
We don't have a secretary at the moment.
Okay.
They take the minutes at meetings and action reporting on what our decisions were and probably what we did last meeting. The people that was here at the last meeting suggested Frank for the role. Does anybody else want to be a secretary?
30 years experience,
Okay,
shorthand, and I can type.
all those in favor of
Well,
Frank, I mean,
I'm not
what's
a
your name?
member yet, Miss
You're not a
Cunningham.
member yet?
she's signing up now.
Oh, okay.
What's your name, ma'am?
Miss Cunningham,
Miss Cunningham?
yeah.
All those in favor of Frank, raise your hand. No hand. All those in favor of Ms. Cunningham? Raise your hand. Okay, Ms. Cunningham, congratulations.
Yay! Congratulations.
You know, I started to take notes when I got here. I just didn't do it.
Ms. Cunningham?
Yes.
Yes, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
The co-chairperson is part of the key leadership team, fills in for the chairperson as needed, sits alongside of the chairperson of the citywide board. The organizing committee has suggested Gary for this role. Would anybody else like to be a co-chair? Hello, people? Anybody want to be the co-chair? They sit along, it's like the vice president, only better. Nobody wants to be co-chair?
I'm sorry, who's the chair?
Co-chair.
Okay.
Chair.
She's the chair. But this is only for 3 months. Then we'll have another election in 3 months. This is an interim basis.
Okay.
Then after 3 months, we'll pick one for the year. Right now, she's the chair.
All right. No, not yet. No, I'm not. The organizing committee has suggested Gary for the role. Gary is doing everything he can to avoid it. Would anyone like to relieve Gary from it? All right. Well, if and all in favor, raise your button if you would like to vote for Gary.
They ain't got no buttons out there.
Raise your hand.
Oh, hands, I can't. Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. All right. You reading the last part?
No, you're doing fine. Huh? Yeah, I guess I was dusting with you. That's just co-chairperson. Chairperson for the next 3 months is Catherine. Huh?
Why don't you read what y'all wrote on the agenda?
Part of the core leadership team, she acts as the lead facilitator of meetings and is a key leader in action. Represents the chapter and the elected leader of the local group once there's a citywide board. The organizing committee has suggested Catherine for this role. Would anyone else like to be considered for chairperson?
Everybody gonna be gone in a minute before you get anything.
But they didn't want to be chairperson anyway. They're
Okay.
lost. Okay. All those in favor of Catherine, raise your hand. Mrs. Harris. Okay, the next 3 months, that's you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you everyone. Thank you so much for attending this with us. Thank you for sticking in out with us to the end. If you would turn to the last page of your agenda, we do have a contact form on the back. And we want to be able to continue planning actions. We appreciate getting this list, but now let's get a little bit more information directly from you on what it is that that your interest is. And if you fill that out for us and come back on Thursday, July 2nd, so that we can all work together towards planning our next action after this one.
But we want you to fill this out and leave it today.
All right?
Yeah.
Now we're going to give you a little bit of time to do that, and if you do have any other questions, then we can take those at that time. Does anyone need any sort of pens or anything? Here.
Oh. You asked the locations of concerns. It's maybe 3, it's maybe 6 little lots, so I just put it here on my reading, and it may be six lots that got that debris and
Okay.
leftover stuff.
Yes, thank you. Yes, sir. You got yours? Thank you very much, Robert. It was
You're welcome.
very good meeting you, Robert.
Thank you.
Forstein. Oh, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, you're really good. There's an olive dress that I was just going to buy the other day. We would have been matching. You look really beautiful on the green. Hey, thank you. Thank you very much. You got yours filled out? Hey, do you have yours filled out? Okay, thank you. Oh, she already took yours? Thank you. Thank you very much. May I get your name? Bertha? It's good to meet you. Yeah, like if you have any other further questions.
Together.
When they work around war and act,
That walk.
my biggest thing is when I go to Walgreens, CVS, they don't remind me of Fannie open on there.
That was my mentor.
I feel
That my mentor. That was my mentor.
What store?
my mom, her, my mom.
Oh,
Yep. It took
Oh,
me
oh,
and
all
her
day
to
and
bump
night it's
heads
open.
one day for us to be like that.
Yeah, you got the same spirit. I've seen them get rated. I want so they open. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I've seen like 5 or 6 police. Yeah, I've seen them get rated.
yes,
I
ma'am.
want to call you or talk to you. I use this number. I have a flyer like this already. I live in London. You're right in the lake, right in the neighborhood. Just call, ask a question about something. So I call this number. That's all we don't read.
Yeah, you can call that number.
Thank you.
They rated up. I've seen police. Yeah, I'm 7.
If they, I guess, get tips.
If nothing else, they are legitimate because they have the police have been in there.
That's okay.
He's not one to because first off, they're there. That's a business that's actually open on that street.
Hey,
I just want to thank you for your service to the community over the years.
thank you.
I never met you before, but I was inspired by what you said.
Thank you.
And I
Thank you.
appreciate you folks
Yes.
that paved the way for us.
Oh yeah.
And your
Oh
voice
yes.
to tell us the history because, you know, people spring up and you don't know if you can trust them.
Right.
Still don't.
Yep. But you know, like I said, you know, like I've learned, you know, in dealing with city council and all the rest of them. You know, like I said, the media. They don't like for you to go to the media. That's number one.
I'm like, this business is the
They know if they go to the media, you go to the media. They're going to investigate,
outside of that, but they're not outside
which
of
they
that.
always do.
They're down the street.
And once they investigate, they're going to find something that you don't want them to find. And then you're going to stay on your guard. You're going to be on your P's and Q's.
That building right there.
So I don't have no problem in calling the media. I got them in my phone.
6, 7 o'clock.
And I give them to anybody.
And then there's a
What's your name?
crowd of zombies in the
Robert
field
what?
right next door.
I know you from somewhere.
Then the people doing legitimate.
I used to live right there on the corner of
Obviously,
82nd
y'all are
and Hough.
what you're supposed to do. Because
Then I moved down here to the projects down here.
I agree with what you
I moved there.
you know, but
My mother had a restaurant on 79th and Quincy,
why is
Mama Jewel's,
right down the street? That's on, like right
across
down
from
the
Emmanuel
street.
Baptist Church.
I know if I see
Did you
that-
write
That was
down
my
that
mother.
area? Did you write down that area on your
I
phone?
did not. I should
Uh-huh.
have. My
My name Mary Ann, but I just use
my
Mary.
concern is playground.
Yeah.
Like why don't we
All right.
have safe
You
modern
too.
playgrounds over here? Like right on like Martin Luther King. Where is that little playground right there? Why is this
Uh-oh. Some
outdated?
Christmas.
Why is this old outdated playground still here? I see on the west side you go to Duck Island.
Ready to go
That's what
home.
they want to call it.
Yeah.
New modern playgrounds being built safely, fenced in. Why is the city not investing in these kinds of things this side of town too? This is the perfect area. This would be a perfect place for. There's already a playground here. Why is it not safe? Why is there not a fence?
Right, but I always feel like they taking care of Murphy Hill and all around kids. I still on 113,
Yeah,
but they need to do
that's Cleveland Clinic. I mean, that's Cleveland Clinic. They have to bring the doctors.
Yeah.
So they have to clean up the area. I see it coming, like because I'm from this area. Listen, Lena's not ready yet. Stop it. We're not wasting time. I see it coming. You know, like I see it coming. I see and I know it's Cleveland Clinic University Hospital trying to.
Yeah, they're cleaning it up and stuff like that.
But they're displacing. They're gonna displace the people that are from that area. They're not gonna be there. We need to.
Yeah, I mean, when you have, like, in 10 years talking about that the rate and the value has doubled. It's like, that's just unacceptable. But you're doing stuff like that in order to drive people out, such and such. And that's exactly the reason why, like, pointing out that how to not only to combat that, but an organized thing, because that is the entire reason why after the regulations of 2011 that they disconnected appraisals and changed the way that appraisals worked, because you cannot just do that.
You
take
we
something.
formed a street club.
120, I can understand. To be
street
perfectly
club,
honest,
you know,
our property
that's how
values
we
are
do.
under devalued
We go,
because of a lot of different
basically
factors.
mostly everybody
But
work.
like,
I'm
if
not
you
working.
have a jump
So,
like that,
twice a week, I
and
go from one end of the street to the other
appraisers
end of the
have been
street,
able
pick
to
up all the
skim the
paper
fat
and
off
stuff
of
that
that,
people done
and they were
did.
skimming the fat off of that for years.
You know, and then
I mean, I've watched the.
I live on Ward 6. Ward 6. I'm in Blaine Griffin's ward.
The valuation and just how much they're selling.
And by me being an old ACORN member, they asked
They were
me
just
would I
posting
come to the
houses
meeting
for like
today.
$6,000.
Yeah.
And now now you're talking about.
But I was ACORN member for a long
Yeah,
time.
exactly.
So I live, my house, I have 2 empty
Fairfax.
houses on both sides. 2 of them on this side are owned by the city. 1 of them over here is owned by the city.
That's
one's
why I
owned by
asked them why was they
somebody
going that way and not going that way.
Nothing, no house.
I didn't understand
Somebody
that.
put a sign on it like, if you want to buy the house, text this
I've been
number.
that-
I called the number.
that way.
I mean, it was a scam from the beginning, but I'm like, I'm interested in buying this house. They said $85,000.
But, you know,
I
it's
was
a
like,
lot
you know, this is
that,
an empty lot with no house on it. Like, there's nothing on this.
Yeah.
They did that because of the Republicans. They trying to get all the Democrats out, so it'll be all Republicans.
Yeah, if they're not even doing any developments anywhere, there's no reason for that type of thing to be happening.
But I can see the development happening. Like,
yeah.
I know up down
The district-
Superior,
the
right?
No, but I mean like the
And then that
of how
way,
an appraisal works. An appraisal has to be within a mile, specifically within a mile of your house, and it has to be specifically matching the same qualifications, qualities of your house, and that's how appraisals work. So if you have like this just across the board, no matter what type of house it is, they're all going up sort of way. It's like, how's that any different than flippers mentality, where they think that if they put in some new cabinets, they can just add 30,000 to the cost. Hey,
I'm in Fairfax. Darlene,
Call Lena if she's ready.
I took a picture of every house and every lot that was built. I was here, but
I know your face look familiar. Okay.
no, yeah. And I would love to see some more research being done, like independent research being done in order to sort of combat that sort of stuff. Because if the process right now has to be individual, but if we're organized and we're all doing it individually
I know that's
and
right.
combating it in that sort of way, talk to other homeowners, sort of combat it in that sort of way. But and the sort of things that come out of Columbus are mainly around just addressing specialty groups.
Okay.
You know, it's like we're addressing the elderly, we're addressing this and that. And so, like, we gotta just be willing to talk to each other. We gotta be willing to communicate with each other and communicate that with each other in order for it to get done. Like, it's the same way any job that I've ever been at. When I go into a job, I tell people how much, their payment. Because that's the other thing, too. Like, the same thing with jobs. You literally cannot get a pay increase without just abandoning ship, going to another place. Because people will undercut you if they see how hard you work, but then they'll be willing to pay someone else more because they think they're stealing someone, so it makes them feel good.
Thank you.
I mean, that's how I went from $10.50 an hour up to $25 an hour, over like the course of like 8 years, because I'm a chef, by trade. So
Listen, the little one, this one right here, she wants to be a chef.
you want to be a chef?
Melrose.
Yeah.
Okay.
St. Agnes.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gone now.
Well, I wasn't raised here. I was raised in Georgia.
Is that like a group
I
that you're
moved
working
here in
before, or is that just from out
This is
of
a shirt that I got.
And
I was down in
it used to be an apartment building right there on the corner of 82nd.
Yeah.
I used to
I
live
think
in
there's
that apartment
finally a bookstore on the east side now, like in
There's
Linville.
one right over there.
First grade grade.
You're gonna beat him up? You're gonna beat him up? That's what we're gonna
Turn the
do.
internet off so she can. Lena, are you ready?
Okay.
Come here. We're gonna beat him up.
We're,
We're gonna beat
we're
him up.
close.
St. Clair.
We're close. Now, are you ready?
Okay.
Have you drunk some water?
Okay. Right.
You want to drink some water? Here.
Yep, so I've
You look-
been with ACORN a long time. And I just got, I was frustrated. He had to break up.
And that's okay.
It all
It's okay.
came from voter registration. You
No,
know,
I work for the county.
they didn't like.
Oh, excellent. My mom did it for 35 years.
Here in Cleveland.
What do you do?
I work for the Board of Development.
They was upset
Oh,
about that.
excellent.
Thanks.
But I was an independent contractor, or I was an independent provider before. Yeah, and now I just started being a school administrator. So
Oh,
it's
excellent.
interesting to see the other side.
Yeah.
I have a special need.
Yeah, I'm with it. Okay. Who's your support administrator?
Stephanie Alger. You know what it is?
Listen, I don't know, but you know, they're all the same.
They are, because wait a minute, let me tell you this real quick. We're going to switch gears.
All right.
Now,
You have a good rest of your day, okay? Come here, stay over
and
here.
I have liver cancer.
You have a good rest of your
So,
day.
I was-
What are you gonna do for the rest of the
I
day?
went to the hospital on 5/26, but so for the
Oh,
government
excellent.
For me, he set it up whereas I would need.
Do they have a big backyard?
Hours care, like
A respite?
no, not respite.
Oh, cool.
HBC?
HBC.
Here, you go ahead.
So then, 'cause
Take
see,
that
my
cap.
mother's 100. Who gonna help? What she gonna do? Okay? And I
Yeah.
was like, and she was
Yeah?
like, oh no, you can't. But thank you, praise God.
This, well, it didn't fall down. That's the key. Nothing worse than halfway through the meeting and your papers are falling.
Mary, where'd she go?
Got it.
Okay,
Got it.
thank you.
Yep. There is
Mary, you ran out of the chair at a very good meeting.
okay. If you just like
Congratulations, Mr. Co-Chair.